putting our former ambassador in great embarrassment. In fact, they called him to threaten him. That if you see why the president cannot take any drastic action against them, is because they have marabouts in Mali. But time is very important. Patience is very important. Because what happens is that in the Ministry of Agriculture, when you are waiting for wolves, my grandfather, I went against the advice of the grandfather, that you wait until the last wolf and start striking them, because then all of them would have come out. But if you hit the first head that comes out, the rest will retreat. And this is what has been happening in agriculture. And that is why this time around I said, let me wait until all the wolves are out. Then we net them once and for all so that everybody will be safe. This particular deal, I don't know whether correspondence from my office disapproving and questioning how the whole thing was. Up to today, we didn't get an answer. How the guy was identified, because we believe that the whole idea of setting up the company the guy set up was for this fertilizer. Because all of a sudden, I heard of a name that I've never heard before. And they were advised against getting anything from this man. And even what is even more painful was the fact that he was paid before. And the impression given was that the guy was ready to pre-finance everything, and after everything has been delivered, then payment would start. All that I objected to because I have never heard of the company, and I even don't know, we have never known the character, and because it has always been something that is being repeated. But this time around, they believe that, oh, others have done it and got away with it. Why not us? This is why I set up this commission. My Lord, the chairman of the commission, you raised an issue, one of your recommendations, and this was a recommendation that I made, and in fact, a decision I've taken before a former commission on the lands issue. And immediately when they delivered, I gave directive for the then Minister of Justice to work on the terms of reference for a permanent anti-corruption commission. Up to as we speak, I have not received a draft on that, and also identify the key people that will be or make recommendations of the people they think can be in that commission, but more so the judicial, the person from the law courts, the judge or justice that is going to be chairman of such a commission, because it is long overdue. Now I think Gambians would understand why I dismiss people so frequently and put them before the courts. And exactly this is what we're going to do with regards to this commission. The issue of the fertilizer, I'm very cautious with regards to fertilizer. And that is why I always want to make sure that fertilizer is procured from the producer, not from any third party. Why? There are a lot of dangers in buying fertilizer from these hawkers or fly-by-night dealers. And this is why, with regards to fertilizer, and also with regards to vaccinations, I am very, very careful. I will not allow any immunization to take place if the vaccine has not been verified by 3 laboratories that are friendly to the Gambia. I'm very particular about what is used in health and what is being used in agriculture. Because these 2 institutions directly or indirectly affect the health of this country. Without a healthy nation, we cannot think of development. I want to really thank the Commission, the chairman, and every member of the Commission Also, I want to thank all those patriotic Gambians, God-fearing Gambians, who decided to come forward and shed more light so that the commission would move smoothly and work smoothly. Of course, the delay was not your fault. Here we have two witnesses, two key people that were out of, and some of them, one of them is still outside the jurisdiction. And so we tried our best, including sending emissaries to the government concerned. But the problem is that as we send people also, there is somebody in the government who is informing the person to move. So once the team was in Liberia, this guy has already left to a neighboring country. So obviously if the Liberian authorities say he's not here, and I was aware that he left the jurisdiction because he was tipped to move so that the police would not locate him, because we also sent investigators to locate him, and so if the Liberian government says yes, because the guy is a criminal, we can grab him. But then he was told beforehand, and the details of people that we are going, but also the hotel they were going to stay. The reason why we had to resort to the commission was that the investigation was going back and forth. I think if you look at some of the documents you have, 3 agencies conducted investigation, and only one of them findings were similar to what you found out. The rest were contradicting each other. And then you understand why, in fact, this guy, in fact, the instructions were to detain him, charge him for economic crimes, and remand him in custody because he could run. And then one of them decided to release him because the guy told him that, well, you know how much we have invested in this. That means we have given you. If I fail the course, I'm going to say what has happened. AG, you are laughing. You are once part of the police, so you know the tricks I'm talking about. You know what has been happening. Sometimes it is also dangerous to tell them to charge, so investigate and charge somebody without verifying what sections they are going to charge him. Because you end up being shocked when the magistrate or the judge looks at it and throws the case out of the court. Because if I want to release you, I can charge you with the irrelevant sections. This is how police prosecutors set criminals free. Either they charge you under the wrong section, or fail to bring key witnesses, or will not even appear. They absent themselves until the magistrate is fed up. Or the case will drag on eternally until it no longer becomes a case. As we have many such cases still in the system. That is why I made it very clear, despite the fact that I'm older than uncle, 47 years is not 21 days. I made it very clear that Masla will not work in this country. Sometimes they take you to be naive when you are very lenient or unintelligent. Dafa dof nax ko rek. Nobody can nax me. Nobody can nax me. Because if you have a clean heart and you have clean intentions, God will always guide you. I remember during the transition days, some of you will be familiar with the case of Ben Hallam, a white man who was somewhere in agriculture. He was the most corrupt white man you can ever see, apart from the British that were here. And it was back and forth, and it was Sidi Jaju who was backing Ben Hallam. Everybody wanted Ben Hallam out of the system. Then he used Major Boja, then Commissioner of CRR. And they spoke so highly about Ben Hallam. But after 1 year, it was Major Boja himself who wanted Ben Hallam arrested. Sidi Jaju told Ben Hallam, if you don't leave, they're going to arrest you. And if they arrest you, nobody will see you. I think that was a day when somebody spoke about Bruco. I think you talked about Bruco. Remember, Sidi Jajo was responsible for that project.